Let's talk media now. The 2016 presidential candidates from both parties perpetually under the spotlight of the media. But is the glare harsher for one of them? Donald Trump recently calling out the media for what he calls dishonest and unfair coverage of his campaign, as some outlets gloss over the embarrassing revelations in Hillary Clinton's email scandal, including the fact that she did not turn over an email that might reveal why she set up that private server in the first place. Let's talk about it with Alan Colmes, host of The Alan Colmes Show, nationally syndicated by Fox News Radio. Tammy Bruce is also with us, a radio talk show host and a Fox News contributor. Welcome to both of you.
Hi, guys.
All right, so Hillary Clinton, first of all, sent an email to one of her aides talking about why she didn't want that government email account. But she didn't actually submit it to the government investigators.
Because she should go to jail. I mean, really, this is not a story. This is not, the reason Trump's getting all this coverage and the reason why the media, he complains about the media, that's what he does. You've got major Republicans, Brent Scowcroft, National Security Advisor for George W. Bush, saying he's going to vote for Hillary Clinton. You've got Henry Paulson, Treasury Secretary of Bush, saying he's going to vote for Hillary Clinton. You've got a guy on the heels of Brexit doing an infomercial for his golf courses. You've got, his campaign manager, Paul Manafort, this weekend, says he doesn't have to know a whole lot before he makes a decision. This is disruptive. That's why he's getting all this news, and it's not always positive, because if you just cover the facts about him, it's not positive. That's why he's getting all the
We've got to have the camera on both faces at once, because Tammy's reaction to all of that is priceless.
You don't have to say anything. It's okay.
I'll just think it to people. Look, it's classic. Hillary's in trouble when Alan doesn't even bother, making a transition to Trump. Here's the reason why that mattered, of course, is because it contradicted her point about why she wanted the private email server and because it was out of convenience. It proved that she lied about this issue. Now, my favorite was John Dickerson at CBS saying, Susan, we've got 20 seconds left, and that's what they're going to allow to have that conversation, and that's where the media is. They're biased not only in what they do say, John, but more biased in what they don't say. That's the key.
You're going to have a hard time calling Hillary Clinton a liar in this campaign when Donald Trump can't even say, if he says hello, I think he means goodbye.
See,
this guy
he makes
is a liar.
The switch again. There he goes.
He's an inveterate. He's a pathological liar. You can't even compare the level of lying on the two candidates.
Let's talk about the morning shows where politics are the mainstay. Neither ABC nor NBC's Sunday morning shows brought up the revelations in the Clinton email investigation. Here's how it played on CBS's Face the Nation. Moderator John Dickerson brings it up with his panel, but at the very, very end, he posed the question to USA Today's Susan Page. Listen.
Susan, we have just about 20 seconds left. There was news on the email front with Hillary Clinton. Didn't turn over an email that showed there were problems with her server. That's not good.
An important disclosure for two reasons. Number one, it showed that she was concerned about she gave a different explanation for why she had a private email server. She was concerned about the personal being accessible. It wasn't a matter of convenience, which is what she told the world.
Originally.
Secondly, she didn't turn it over. She deleted this email, apparently, and it came up because it came through the aide that she had sent it to. So it goes right to those questions about honesty, trustworthiness, transparency.
So let's read for viewers a portion of that email. It's an email exchange with her aide, Huma Abedin, and it's about a government account. Abedin had suggested that she might want to get a government account, and Hillary Clinton writes, let's get separate address or device, but I don't want any risk of the personal being accessible. Horrible. Horrible.
It's weird that she lied.
Oh, my God. If she had done any one of the things Donald Trump has done in this campaign, she'd be in jail. If she had Hillary University, front page story in the New York Times yesterday about all the other scams Donald Trump has run, where he built people and went after vulnerable people who had no money to try to get separate them from their money. If Hillary Clinton did any one of those things, we'd be talking about nonstop. You're trying to grasp at straws here to say, okay, she wanted to use her email and make sure she protected personal communication.
See, this is
the best we can do in terms of going after Hillary Clinton. You got to do better than this if you want to go after her.
The American people, though, recognize, fortunately, it's not just the legacy media, right? New media brings this up. We're able to have a conversation here on Fox about this. But this is what we saw, actually. This is where Brexit matters. The British people rejected the nature of what the conversation was, being called racist, not having fair coverage about the nature of why their decision was being made, and that's what the American people here are seeing as well. Now, most Americans have broadcast media. A lot, we still have to make sure cable is more spread out. But you've got to, and this is where Dickerson clearly indicated he knows it's important. He had to bring it up, but only when they could squeeze it in at the very end. So there couldn't be any major conversation with people who could elaborate on the problem here. So if this is the argument, and we know Hillary, it's baked in. Every day we have an example of how she makes things up, she misrepresents things, or she's lying. You could say that maybe Donald Trump is also colorful in the way that he presents
colorful.
things.
She's a liar, but he's colorful.
Alan, the difference is in talking about how media chooses to cover these people.
You just have to cover the facts on Donald Trump.
Hiding the nature of what Hillary Clinton is doing, which confirms that they know how troubling it really is.
She's a big fat liar, and he's just colorful, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, but you see, if the media was covering Hillary Clinton properly, we could actually have a decent conversation about it. But a lot of people don't really even know about the emails and what happened in that context.
We've heard nothing about emails ever over the last 2 years.
Well, if you're watching broadcast media,
I've heard about an email problem with Hillary Clinton.
Alan, you and I, all of us here are kind of news hounds, and we do read everything. The average American is not watching what we're watching, and you know what? They don't know it, and this is what they want to accomplish.
What's the next topic, Benghazi?
Isn't it a conflict when she says, I wanted my own private email server for convenience? That's what she tells the world, and then in this email, which she had deleted, she says, I don't want the personal accessible.
Is it possible that both are true?
But isn't there also lying by omission?
They're not mutually exclusive.
They're not.
You know, but when you're talking about what they were willing to discuss on emails, here's the lie. The difference is what you actually admit to when you think you're speaking in private to the person you trust the most. No. She says something different to the public, and then she says something different to the people that work with her.
We don't have enough time to talk about Donald Trump's life.
All
of a sudden, he doesn't know who Hank Paulson is? When Hank Paulson says he's voting for Hillary Clinton, that's another lie.
Here's who Hank Paulson is.
Alan, you can't keep defending this guy.
Alan, Hank Paulson oversaw the George W. Bush economic collapse and is a former CEO of Goldman Sachs. Of course he's for Hillary.
We're going to have the economy collapse under Bush, right? You admit it now.
You guys have to take this to the green room. Thanks very much, Alan Colmes, Tammy Bruce.